Hello, this is VGC Leader, and today I'll be showing you how to create simple movements and wall collisions using GameMaker. Now, I know this seems pretty easy, but this walkthrough is made for people who are new to GameMaker and have probably just downloaded it and really don't know what they're doing. This is also my first walkthrough, so please be gentle with the ratings and know that I'll mess up every once in a while, so don't worry about it. Alright, first of all, you're going to need to find a sprite. Sprites are basically images for your game. Basically all the little pictures in it. So, to make a sprite, find the red little Pac-Man looking thing in the toolbar and click on it. For the name, simply put S wall. I always put S in front of sprite names because I just do this for programming reasons. You don't have to do this. And for people new to GameMaker, maybe you don't want to do that, so don't worry about it. You won't have to start doing this until you start GameMaker language, which just makes things easier for me. That isn't till much later, so don't worry about it. Now, there's a button that says Load Sprite. Click on it, and a bunch of images will pull up. If not, you need to find your GameMaker folder, and a bunch of images came with GameMaker that you can use in your games. They're free and easy to use. Okay, for the wall, I'm going to scroll down and find stone9.gif. Yeah, this will be the wall image in the game. And then I'm going to hit OK. Another way to create a sprite is to go over towards the sprites folder, right click, and then go down to create sprite. Now I'm going to name this one SU. I'm going to hit load sprite, and I'm going to use the ball1.gif. Hit OK, and then OK. Now you have your sprites. Next, you need your objects. Your objects take the programming in the game. Alright? So, you go over to this blue ball in the toolbar to create an object. Next, you have the Object Properties menu. What you need to do is name your object first of all. I'm going to make the wall object first. And notice I put O in front. This again is just my GameMaker language stuff, so don't worry about it. First, there's a little box that says Sprite, and a little drop down menu next to it. Click on it, and all of your sprites will appear. And since I named this one Wall, you're going to need to click on your Sprite Wall. Now this object sprite is set to the wall, so whenever you use this object, the wall sprite will appear. Then you go over and click OK. Now you're going to need to create another object for you. So we right click on the objects folder and click create object. For the name, I'm going to name it object U. Now all I need to do is go to sprites, click the drop down and find SU. Now all of this looks a bit confusing, I'm sure, but bear with me, you'll figure all this out in no time. Trust me, it's really easy. Now find the button that says Add Event. Click on it, and you'll have a bunch of these other buttons that will appear. You may not know what they all are at the moment, but don't worry, you'll figure it out, okay? So, find Keyboard. Click on it, and then find Left. And then, over in these buttons on the right, the one at the top left of the buttons where it says the Move tab, find Moved Fixed. Whenever you hover over it, little text boxes should appear. Click on it and drag it over into the Actions area. Now, click on the direction left, and for speed, I'll set it to 5. Normally people set speeds between 1 and 12 in a game. Depends on the size of the sprite and other things that happens. But I'm going to set mine to 5. What this does is, an event is whenever the user creates input. Basically, whenever the user hits the left arrow key, which is what keyboard left is, this action will occur, which is, it'll start moving left at a speed of 5. Alright? Next, you're going to need to add another event. Click on Add Event, Keyboard, and Right. With this, you're going to need to go over, drag and drop Move Fixed. Click on the direction right, and then add the speed to 5. What this does is when the person clicks the right arrow key, it'll start moving to the right. Easy. And do this for all directions, up, down, left, right. Now, for this one, you're going to need to drag and drop, click direction up. Maybe you want your up and down directions to go faster. So, I'm going to set the speed to 7. I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to do this for a keyboard down. Move down, speed of 7. Alright, pretty easy stuff. Now whenever you use the arrow keys, it'll start moving around. Alright, now you're starting to get some of this maybe. Now all you need to do is find key release. Okay, in key release, find left. And then go over to the move fixed again, drag and drop it, and then hit the center direction. And leave the speed at 0, and then hit OK. What this does is after you've let go of left, after you finish moving, you'll stop moving. Maybe you don't want this in your game, so just don't do this. Maybe you do want this to happen in your game. Whenever you let go of a keyboard key, it'll stop moving. Okay? And you don't have to do this for every single key. What you can do is right click, release left, and then go down to duplicate event. And you can just duplicate it for left, right, up, and down, since it all has the same action. Alright, now you have all of your movement. Now to get on that wall collision. To stop an object at a wall is pretty easy. Go over to Add Event and find Collision. And then you'll have a drop down menu of objects. Find Wall. And now you go over to your Move Fixed, Center, and Speed 0. Now what this means is when it collides with the wall, which is what collision is, collides with the wall, it'll stop moving. And its speed will be 0. Simple as that. You go over, hit OK. Now what you need is your room. Basically the room is the level or area that you're in. Okay? Find the window looking thing in the toolbar, click on it. There's your room. Now, this also looks pretty confusing. Don't worry about it. You'll pick it up as you go on. Okay? Find objects. Left click, and then you'll get a drop down menu of all your objects. Okay? I'm going to click on my object wall, and I'm going to start setting my wall. All you have to do is click anywhere in the grid, and you can create something. It doesn't matter where you put it, but I'm going to go ahead and start setting up my wall. If you mess up and put something somewhere where you don't want it, you can right click to delete it. And it's as simple as that. So, I'm going to make a little box here. Also, there's a thing with GameMaker where if you put a sprite on top of another, the old one will disappear. This can sometimes get annoying. Maybe you want to overlap a few of your sprites. So, you come down here and find Delete Underlying. Just uncheck that, and now you can overlap sprites without a problem. Sprites, objects, whatever you need in the room. Alright, now I'm going to go over to Objects, find Object U. Alright, so I'm going to drop it right into that box, and then I'm going to hit this green check mark, which saves the changes I made so far. And then to save all of this, you can go up to the floppy disk that says Save the Game, and click on that to save. If you want to try out your game and test run it before it's done, just find this green arrow right here and hit it. This will start loading the game for you, and it'll run the game, so you can know how far you've gotten so far and test things out. See? Looks like... it looks like we ran into a bug. Well, this is good. This is why we test things out. Okay, so I think I know what I messed up on. Alright, I think what I did was... Oh yeah, here it is. Duh, that's a really dumb mistake of mine. I forgot to set the object to solid. You do this by clicking the solid checkbox right here. Hit OK. Do this for you and the wall. Alright, that's all there is to it. Okay, let's test this one more time and see if we can get this right. Just wait for it to load, and here we are. Yep, working just fine now. Alright, that's all there is to it. There you go, you got you a game. Well, not really a game yet, but you got simple movement and walls. If you need to find any other tutorials, you can simply look on my channel. I have a bunch of them. Or you can check out my website, vgcommand.com. Alright guys, see you around.